Hi everyone, my name is Suzanne and I'm a Chinese metaphysics master in Hong Kong. Today we're going to talk about the flying stars for the month of August, which is a Ren Shen month, the water monkey month. And because we're going according to the Chinese calendar, the month of August actually starts on the 7th of August and goes all the way to September 6th. All right. So for those of you who are completely new to this, the monthly flying stars, they give us an indication of where in your home or your office the energies are really, really conducive to the sort of activities that you want to perform, and which areas you may just want to be a little bit more careful of in terms of conducting renovation or mission critical activities. So all you need to do, if you're a total beginner, you just stand more or less in the center of your home or your office. You hold out a compass and you just check where's the south, where's the north, the east, the west, and so on. And then you just follow the guidance that I'm giving you in this short video. It's super, super simple. No need to think too hard about it. All right, so let's get started. So in this water monkey month, let's have a look at the best sectors first. So one of the best ones here is the North sector, where we have the monthly number 4. Now, the monthly number 4 serves a dual purpose. On one hand, it can be a peach blossom star or peach blossom energy, so that has to do with romance and it's generally likability. On the other hand, we use it for academic purposes, so whenever you need to study. So either which one you can use it. So let's say you have children at home and they're just really struggle with homework or they can't focus, they can't concentrate. Try to put them in the north sector of your home, let them study there, and it will be much, much easier for them to absorb knowledge. Now, if you're single and looking, then you can do all the activities that pertain to this quest of yours to find the right partner in the north sector. So, just picking up the phone, calling someone up, asking them out for drinks, or just sending a message or an email or whatever, or doing all the swiping on those apps, the dating apps. You can also do that in the north sector, and you are tapping into the right energies for this particular purpose. So it's generally a really, really good sector. Now, if you are already married, let's say you're not necessarily looking, you don't need these sort of energies maybe for studying. You can still use the energies of the peach blossom star to increase your likability. So let's say you're in sales and you rely on people to like you, to buy from you. Then spending as much time as possible in the north sector while you are doing your sales activities or the activities that pertain to marketing your product or your service will also benefit you. Yeah, because people will not buy from people who they don't like. Yeah, so that's the trick of the number 4 peach blossom energy this month. All right. Now, the other really, really excellent energy we tap into here is the number 9 in the Northwest. This is just generally sort of like a happy kind of energy. It gives you passion. It gives you it gives you your mojo back if you've been a little bit out of it in the last few months. It gives you hope and faith for the future. So if you've been a little bit depressed or you've just been feeling down, spending as much time as possible in the Northwest sector this month or in the month of August will actually help you lift your spirits ever so slightly so that you can move on and actually have a vision for the future. You have a little bit more faith and you know where you're going and you know that the future is going to be okay. Now, if you happen to have your master bedroom here, this is great because it usually indicates that you have less fights with your significant other, that you probably have quite a harmonious relationship this month with few ups and downs, right? Generally speaking, from a business perspective, working in the Northwest is excellent because it usually pertains to, good business partnerships, long-term contracts, harmonious relationships with your business partners, your suppliers, your clients, business gains. So all of this very, very beneficial in the Northwest. So you can't go wrong. Yeah, no matter what aspect of life you feel needs a little bit of of a boost, the Northwest sector is a great sector for it. And then we also have the East, which is really, really good, especially because we have the 6-1 combination here. So this is a G2 combination, and a G2 combination usually brings partnerships. By the way, the same as the 9 and 4 in the Northwest. This is also a G2 combination, so it's great for partnerships. So if you are in business and you want to create new partnerships, new alliances, that is great. Otherwise, you can also use the East sector for this. And with the monthly 6, this is sort of like a career star, a career energy that you can use to boost your career prospects. So if you're looking for a new job, or if you're looking for a promotion, you look to advance, or you just want to make sure that people recognize your authority, either in your company as a superior, or even if you are self-employed, you want to make sure that people actually take you more seriously, then this is a great sector to be in. Now, if you are out of a job and you're looking for a job, then do all of those activities that pertain to finding a new career, finding a new path in the East sector. It also gives you the ability to execute. So let's say you've had a great idea and you've just never found the energy to start, to get going with that idea, to execute this idea. Then you can use the East sector this month to get going. But you have to have an idea first. Yeah, don't just go into the East sector and wait for the ideas. That's not how this works. You have to have the idea first, and then you go into the East and you make it happen. Yeah, at least take the first steps. Now, the other sector that is quite good, but is a little bit iffy because we've got the annual number 5 here. But from a monthly perspective, the West is also quite good. If, let's say, you have children in the household who need to study, and for whatever reason you can't use the North sector, you can also put them in the West sector, but make sure that you don't move around furniture in the West. You don't do any hammering, drilling, repair works, because that would upset this annual number 5. And this is not a good energy. It usually brings a lot of challenges and problems. So as long as you don't have to move things around and do any sort of repair work, renovation work in the West, then the West is actually an excellent sector as well. And it could also be really, really good for sort of like long-term financial planning. Yeah, so if you need to make a long-term budget or need to revisit your investment plans, then the West would be a good sector to do this in. Now, as a business owner, you may also want to look into using the Northeast sector this month. Now, I know for those of you who are familiar with flying stars, the number 2 is usually associated with the illness star. But it is also a great energy for business owners because it pertains to long-term, stable wealth accumulation. And so as a business owner, if you position yourself in the Northeast sector, this can benefit your business. In your private home, I would say if you're not a business owner, if you're just an employee, this will not help you that much. And I would say then you better avoid the Northeast sector because then this number 2 will just manifest more in terms of illness or discomfort, physical weaknesses, right? So then you may want to avoid it. Now, generally speaking, if you are pregnant, then please do not spend too much time in the Northeast sector because it may give you much more problems than otherwise could be expected. So especially if you're in your first trimester, don't spend too much time in the Northeast. But again, if you're a business owner and if you're completely healthy and you're not pregnant, then the Northeast sector is a great sector to work in and make sure can help you bring in long-term clients, long-term client relationships. And especially if you are in any industry that's related to property and real estate, then the Northeast is really, really good for you. Now, then the few sectors that are a little bit problematic. Let's start with the Southeast here, the monthly number 7. So the monthly number 7 is, I would say, it's one of the more benign negative energies. It brings some disharmony, maybe a little bit of conflict. It is also called the robbery star. Doesn't mean you get robbed, but if you spend a lot of time in the southeast, you just want to be a little bit careful that you don't fall victim to a scam or someone who just promise you the stars from the sky, and then it just turns out to be nothing. Anything that sounds too good to be true, be careful, especially if you spend a lot of time in the southeast, or if maybe your home office is there, or your main door is in the southeast. Then you're a little bit more prone to attracting people into your life who bring these sorts of weird deals. Just say no, yeah. Or just take some time and have other people look at it as well. Now, on the other side, people who are in the sort of industries that I am in, Chinese metaphysics, or just generally healing in industries, or spiritual practices, the number 7 is actually very good for you, especially because it comes with the number 2 annual star. So this again forms a Khiltu combination. It's a fire combination, and fire is a great medium for all of these practices that have to do with spirituality, with metaphysics, with healing. So if you're in that sort of industry and if line of work, then the southeast sector is actually very, very beneficial for you, and you don't need to be afraid. All right. Then we've got the south sector here with the monthly number 3. So this is the argument star. You spending a lot of time here just may make you a lot more argumentative than usual, much more outspoken. So if you're a shy person, this is actually good. So finally, you actually speak up, and you stand up for yourself. So this is good. But if you do happen to have, let's say, your master bedroom in the south, then just be careful which arguments you pick, yeah, because you start to feel more naggy than usual, and you want to complain about everything. So just tone it down a little bit. Make sure that you don't argue about everything out there, right? And if this happens to be your desk location at an office or at home, then be careful how you speak to people, because you may come across as a little bit more aggressive than usual, especially if you have client meetings in the south. Then you do want to be careful that you don't come across as too antagonistic. Now, the saving grace here is that we have an annual number 7, so the two of them form a Luoshu combination of 10. So it is actually good for partnerships. They may start out a little bit bumpy because of that number 3, but ultimately they will be beneficial. So overall, it's not the worst sector of the month, but it may just make you a little bit more outspoken. Yeah, so be careful what you say and how you say it. And then lastly, we've got the Southwest. So there we have the monthly number 5. And for those of you who are in Feng Shui, you know that the monthly number 5 is usually the one, or the number 5 star in general is the one that we're most scared about, because it brings a lot of obstacles, a lot of challenges, just headaches, generally unpleasant events, but only if you really, really trigger it. So let's say you have your desk in this sector, and it's always been there, and you're not planning on any renovation or putting up any painting or repair work in the Southwest, you're probably going to be fine. Yeah, you don't have to worry too much. But, I would say try to avoid any sort of massive movement in the Southwest sector, shifting furniture, putting a nail in the wall, hammering and drilling, doing repair works, all of these kind of things. Try to avoid this in the Southwest sector this month, because this is then likely going to bring all sorts of sort of challenges into your life, be that health challenges or work, career, personal life. Yeah, you just want to try to avoid it. Again, if you have a pregnant woman in the household, sleeping in the southwest sector is not ideal, especially if you're in the first trimester. And if you have a small infant at home, having them sleep in the southwest sector in August is probably also not the best. It would be better to maybe consider sleeping somewhere else just for this 1 month. But again, if you're generally healthy and if you're in a good condition, if you're not an infant, if you're not pregnant, then the southwest sector is not that dangerous, let's say. Yeah, just avoid noisy movements, or just shifting around stuff, then you will be absolutely fine. All right. So this is the month of August, the Renshen Water Monkey month, the Flying Stars outlook. So try to make sure that you can use all these good energies that we have, especially in the north and the northwest. They're really, really good for you. And with the other ones, just use the energies as needed. Again, the southeast is really, really good if you are in a metaphysics or an energy or a healing or a spiritual work line of work or profession. Very, very good sector, even if on the outside it doesn't look so good. So take advantage if you can. And in the meantime, if you do have any questions, any comments, feel free to put them in the comment section below. I'm also happy to do feng shui audits for you. If you're not sure how to do this yourself, you can contact me. My email address is in the description to the video. And in the meantime, please give this video a thumbs up and please share it and subscribe to my channel so we can grow this community. All right, see you guys soon. Take care. Have a good month.